I'm Jerry from Jerry's Landscape. We do irrigation, tree removal, landscaping. We pretty much do it all. You know, I can landscape the heck out of a property. That's never really been a problem for me. It's gotta go. I've had a tough time with accounting, with my bookkeeping. But then I came up with this amazing system that has really been a game changer for me. This side of the dash here, this is all the invoices. This side of the dash is going to be expenses. Then I've got any miscellaneous receipts or anything like that that goes in the back seat. Then of course anything tax related. You know, I don't even know what half that stuff is. But anything from ERS, that's going to go right here on the passenger side floorboard. I've even got a place for customer complaints. right out here. I'm kidding. Actually, it's not really the best to even open the windows at all. Blow everything around. Is it a perfect system? No. I can't use the defrost in my truck, which sucks. You know, having passengers, that doesn't always work out so well. But it's a small price to pay. We're meticulous. Every transaction matters, period. Okay, I mean, the system, that's what I love about it. It's virtually foolproof. Well,
get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things we picked up when we picked up the Thrive 15 team was an entire team. You want an SEO guy that knows things about search engine optimization? Got it. You got a website guy that's built big websites like Garth Brooks' website? Awesome, we have it. He's coming in. If I had to pay for that on my own, outside of Thrive 15, there's just no way. For us, one of our most immediate needs when I got connected with Clay was technology. We had a website, but I had a website in Tulsa, our other partner had a website in Colorado. They did everything from doing a drone video, where they flew over all of our markets with a drone. They integrated that into our site. They built every single thing that I think of, they do. We do a podcast. If I was gonna produce my own podcast, there's no, I mean, that alone, just that alone, would be what I pay Thrive, just for that. But then if you add the fact that I've got, if I need a business card design, if I need a website build, if I need this, if I need that, I know what I would pay for that. If I had to go a la carte, I feel guilty sometimes, like I don't probably write a big enough check for the value that I get. I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that have ideas what they want to do with their business and how they want to grow and what market they want to be in and how they can increase production and do all this. But it's not about having 4,000 ideas. It's about having 12 and executing them 4,000 times. That's the trick, in my opinion, and that's where Thrive's value comes in. I feel like I have my own staff, my own, like, I don't know, 20-person team that when I need something, I just go to them and it happens.
Yes, and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, we're going to talk about two things. One, you must look at your numbers every single week if you're a business owner. And two, you must find a way to motivate yourself. Now, if you want to follow along, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And you can go to page 273 of the book, which is chapter 19 of my newest book, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. And we go back to page 273. You can download that and read along here, folks. But Wayne Dyer is a best-selling author known as sort of a motivational self-help guy. He once wrote, "Be miserable or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice." I'm going to go to you, Devin, first off here. We have the opportunity to work with a lot of wonderful business owners. And a lot of times growing a company, whenever we sit down with a business owner, it's not complicated what needs to be done. So let me give you an example. One of our clients is called Morales Brothers Construction. I want to brag on him. He's a great guy. And what he needs to do every week. Everybody go to that website. Go to moralesbrothers.net. When you go to the website, what he needs to do every week is he needs to gather before and after images of every project that he does. So every time that he does a project, home remodel, that sort of thing, kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel, custom cabinetry, he has to do VISM. This is the marketing stuff. Every week, VISM. He has to get video reviews from happy customers, images, that's before and after images of projects, search engine content, right, more search engine content, and then M, more reviews, VISM. Video reviews, images on his website, search engine content, and more reviews. We write the content for him. So he has to do video reviews, images before and after, search engine content, and more Google reviews. And he gets it done every week.
Yep.
And I was looking at his tracking sheet, and moralesbrothers.net has been a client since about a year. My understanding is he'd listened to our show for, I think, 7 years previously or some large number, and I'll put his testimonial on part 2 of today's show. But he's grown from a $2.4 million business to $3.4 million. And he does it every week. Every week he gets these reviews, every week. I'd like to ask you, why do you think he does it, Devin, every week? And why is it that other people, none of our clients, why is it that people just can't seem to do that, but he can?
Well, I think maybe for Ronnie, he realized, like, wow, this is all I have to do. Okay, well, let me do it. And yes, it's a repetitive thing every single week, but I think he broke through that, like, this is the same thing every week. I think he kind of broke through that barrier, and he realized that, wow, this is so simple. So let me do that, and it works.
Now, Jordan, I want to get your take on this. Now, I don't get it, and you're going to have to help me through it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening with our culture. But for years, let's go like 200 years ago and beyond and before. So from 200 years ago and before, if you were a farmer or a blacksmith or whatever your trade was, what would you do every day if you were a farmer?
You would farm.
And what if you're like, well, I'm getting bored? You know, and probably back in the day, you'd probably talk a little more formally. So you'd say something like, you know, Brother Hezekiah, I'm bored with my job of feeding my family. What would somebody tell you back 200 years ago if you said, I'm bored of feeding my family, Brother Hezekiah? What do you think? You know, and then, you know, you'd be surrounded by, everyone would have like a biblical name, like, Timothy, Hezekiah, Jacob, you know, Jeremiah. You feel like you're hanging out with the prophets because that's everyone's name. What would they say?
They would say, oh, well, then your family can die.
Right.
That
would be the idea. That in the Bible says,
work to eat or don't eat.
The Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. And people today, and I don't know what it is, people today, it blows my mind, but people will come to me and they'll go, Clay, can you lend me like $50,000? And I'll say, what? And they'll say, could you lend me $50,000? And I say, why do you need me to give you $50,000? And they'll go, well, you know, I'm having a hard time paying the bills. Well, 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10 says, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, if any would not work, they should not eat. And people look at me like I'm an alien, that I work every single Saturday, 6 days a week. I work 6 days a week. People, and they go, oh my gosh, what about life balance? Well, let me ask you this. Let's go back to the farm. There goes back to the farm here, Jordan. So, Brother Hezekiah, I feel like I need more life balance. What would you say?
That's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
There's no life balance if there's no life. If you want to have a life, if you want to be alive, you have to work.
It blows my mind. If we go back to Ronnie Morales, he does a great job. Now, I'm going to read here from page 273. Here we go. Unless your business is a funeral home, a wedding DJ entertainment service like the one I started, djconnection.com, or a business that's completely focused on buy from us once business models, it is very important for you to schedule at least 3 hours a month to analyze how effectively your business retains customers. After you've completed this analysis, you will then want to look at your workflow, the diagram of your service, of your entire service or product delivery process, to determine how you can systemically improve your systems to retain a higher number of your ideal and likely buyers. I mean, you would think that, you know, I work with a lot of businesses. They're pool cleaning services, lawn mowing services, haircut businesses, whatever. And you would think that the business owners would be like Ronnie Morales, where they track how many leads came in. We have a tracking sheet. You want to measure what you treasure. We tell our clients you want to measure what you treasure. So you want to track how many leads came in, what percentage converted, how much you spent on ads, how many leads came in. And you have basic numbers. You want to track your income. You want to track your expenses. You want to track your profit. And there was a guy years ago, I'll be very vague here, I'll just say he was in the home building business. And every week, as God is my witness, we'd get on the phone and I'd say, hey, let's pull up your tracking sheet. Let's pull it up. Let's look at it. And he'd say, okay, I'll pull it up. And there's nothing on it. And I go, well, hey, how many leads did you get? He's like, I'd have to check. I got busy. I don't know. Okay. How many sales did you do this week? I'd have to check. I don't know. Okay. What was we'd spend the full 45 minutes of every meeting going over the numbers. And every week, he never had looked at it previous to the meeting. And then we have a meeting and he says, I don't know what happened, but I'm like $40,000 in the hole. And I'm going, I said, I know what's happening. You're not looking at the numbers. And at that moment, all of a sudden it occurred to him, holy crap, I have to look at my numbers every week. And then we had this really weird conversation where I said, can I ask you, why is it that you weren't looking at the numbers before and that you were putting a BS number on the tracking sheet? Like, why would you actually lie to me as your consultant about your actual numbers? And he's like, well, I guess it was boring. And I don't understand that idea, but it seems like that's a thing for people. Devin, I'd love to get your thoughts here. You know, you work up here, you're a consultant, you work with wonderful clients. Why is it that clients like Ronnie Morales will sit down and do the work, and other people will actually lie about their own numbers on their own tracking sheet, and then they'll go in the hole? Why is that? What is that?
Yeah, it's just what you're saying. People just get bored, and I think a lot of people think that with a business you need something new and fresh every week, but that's really not how it works. You just need to be you just need to be consistent. That's all it is.
Well, let's talk about Chipotle for a second, okay? Do you like Chipotle, Devin?
I do.
Okay, do you like Chipotle, Jordan?
I like Chipotle peppers.
Do you like Chipotle, the restaurant?
No.
Okay, so it's kind of a divisive topic here, but okay. So you go to Chipotle, the place there. They serve like chicken burritos and beef burritos. And Devin, when you go in there, what do you order most times?
I get the same thing. I get a chicken bowl. I get brown rice, chicken, guacamole.
And then you go in there like once a month, once a year.
Not very often. Probably like once every 2 months.
But when you go, you know what you want.
Yeah, I know what I want. Yeah.
Now, what if you went in and they said, hey, we're not doing that anymore. We're now serving lobster. And you go, what? And they go, lobster. That's our new thing. We got bored with the previous model. Now we're serving lobster. What would you do as a customer?
Well, I don't like lobster, so I just leave.
Lobster. Okay, so let's say you went into, what's the gas station that you go to, Jordan? Jordan, what's the gas station you go to here in Tulsa?
Casey's.
Casey's. So
Yeah.
you like Casey's?
Yeah, I like it.
Why do you like Casey's?
It's pretty open and it's clean. It's clean. That's
What
the biggest
days
thing.
do you go to get the gas? I mean,
It's
do you
not
pick a day? Is it
consistent.
like, I'll go on a Tuesday because I know that's when they're open? Or do you go 7 days a week? When do you go to get your gas?
I go about once every 4 or 5 days.
Are they open 7 days a week?
Yeah.
What would happen if they were only open on the days they felt like it?
Then I would probably go somewhere else.
What if they got bored and didn't open their business? Like, look, we're open every day. It's so boring.
Then everyone would go somewhere else and they would go out of business.
Why is this so difficult for small business owners to grasp? The idea of consistently doing something. What is that? I just want to know, because I came from a family where nobody had any success. And as I look around, people that I know and people that I've grown up with and people that I'm related to, and poverty is everywhere, and none of them can grow a business. I talk to them and I try to figure out what is it that's keeping you from having success. And they all idea hop. They all of them idea hop. They go from one idea to the next, always thinking that the next idea will be the big idea. Why? What is that? Devin, what is that?
They just get bored. They're tired of the same thing. So
It's because they want the new idea. They want the idea that works for them so they don't have to work. They're like, oh, well, the AI will write this content for me. AI will call my leads for me.
And let's pretend that AI isn't even a thing. Let's say previous to AI, people want to make a click funnel that will call their leads for them or convert the leads so they don't have to call them.
They're lazy.
People want to outsource everything. But my core thesis I want to get back to is why do it again, this is big. This is the greats bore down. I put this on the wall. It's on the wall. The greats bore down. This is what they do. The greats bore down while the mediocre struggle with boredom. This is a real thing. And I'm telling you, I've met some incredible basketball players. I've met some of the best basketball players on the planet. I've met professional athletes, professional football players. And you know what a professional football player is doing every day when they're during the season, off season? What are they doing every day?
Playing football.
Right. They're lifting weights every day.
Training.
Do they get bored? No. They eat the same thing every day. Why? Because they're pro athletes. How come they're pro athletes? Because they eat the same thing every day. Don't they get bored? No. That's why they're great. But the mediocre, they idea hop. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And Wayne Dyer said again, be miserable or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice. Final quote I want to get over here. This is James L. Heskett. There's a book called The Service Profit Chain that I've recommended to a lot of people, but no one will ever read because it would require reading. But it's called The Service Profit Chain. The Service Profit Chain is an incredible case study, which I've read. It impacted my life dramatically. People say, well, what book should I read to help me fix my workflow? I said The Service Profit Chain. They go, really? And then they don't read it. I mean, so I've probably recommended this book 1,000 times. And of all the 1,000 people that I've recommended it to, not a single person that I know of has ever read it because it would require reading. And they can't do that because they're watching the new Batman movie. You know, there's a new movie with DiCaprio. Got to go watch that. Meanwhile, I'm in poverty. Okay, let's continue. And I'm talking about this because I have people in my immediate circle asking me for money all the time. And I'm going, get a job. Yeah, but I just feel like I don't want to waste my life. I struggle with FOMO, the fear of missing out. What? Quit listening to Drake songs. Quit memorizing Drake lyrics and worrying about FOMO and go apply for jobs over and over. Okay, so page 274 says, this is from the Service Profit Chain. It reads, the Service Profit Chain establishes relationships between profitability, customer loyalty, and employee satisfaction, loyalty, and productivity. The links in the chain are as follows. Profit and growth are stimulated primarily by customer loyalty. Loyalty is a direct result of customer satisfaction. Satisfaction is largely influenced by anyway, blah, 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 blah. The point is, if your customers like the product, they're going to come back. Mm-hmm. So I was talking to a guy this week who has a basketball training facility. Won't mention the name of his company or what city he's in. A basketball training facility, this guy, okay? And this guy is an employee of one of my clients. He's not the client, he's the employee of the client. Homeboy comes in here dragging his feet. You can just hear him just dragging his feet, acting like any time before noon is the earliest time that any human's ever been awake. And I'm going, Brotown, did you call your leads? And man, I called him a couple times, but I got busy. Okay. Did you get Google reviews? Well, I didn't really. Okay. Did you do the group interview so that you're hiring new candidates to make sure that? No. Okay. Are the basketball coaches doing a good job? Well, one of them is really doing a bad job. I know because we had quite a few people canceled this week who said that the reason why they canceled is because that coach was terrible. And I'm going, so did you do the interview of new candidates so that you could replace the bad person? Nah, I got caught up, got busy. So you didn't do the Google reviews? No. Didn't get video reviews? No. Didn't do the interview? No. Didn't interview candidates? No. But he's like, man, I'm just trying to look for some ways to make some extra money, man, because it's tight. Like, just the cost of gas to even get here was like a lot. And I'm going, man, that's the jackassery that we are currently surrounded with. It is. And so if you're out there today and you are struggling with jackassery, I encourage you to get a police-grade taser and taser yourself over and over, because that is less painful than struggling through life and being perpetually not successful because you can't motivate yourself. And this is just big stuff. And I want to praise Ronnie Morales. We're going to feature him on part 2 of today's show. But if you're out there today and you struggle with boredom, just understand that's like a psychological problem. I don't know what to do with that. But if you're out there today and you want to grow a successful company, you're like, man, I want to grow my business. I want to know what to do. Now, if you want to be perpetually entertained with nonsense that's exciting, that's not what I do. But if you have a real company and you want to grow like Ronnie Morales, if you want to have your real business like Ronnie Morales that has real customers, and you want to grow from 2.4 million to 3.4 million in less than a year, we can help you with that. But if you want to, look for a series of fun and exciting random ass ideas that will keep you excited, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's college. Maybe that's MTV. I don't know what that is. But maybe it's TikTok. I don't know. But if you're out there today and you want to grow a real business, you've got to learn what to do and be willing to motivate yourself to do it on a daily basis. Devin, any final thoughts? Because you've helped some wonderful clients that are knocking stuff out. I talked to Liz yesterday, one of our clients, very happy. She's knocking out all of her homework. She loves it. You work with a lot of clients that are very happy. What would you say to anybody out there, though, that's like, man, I struggle with boredom?
Yeah, I would just encourage everyone to watch the testimonials on the Thrivetime show, because those are real people just like anyone else who's listening to this that have done have done Clay's plan, and it works. So,
and it works, yeah. And Jordan, any final thoughts there? I'm glad Jordan's suffering through the croupping cough or kennel cough or some sort of asbestos infection. He's working through it.
Whooping cough.
The whooping cough. Any final thoughts you want to share for anybody out there that is, again, because I think a lot of people, again, in my immediate family, people that are like, related to me, cousins, family, whatever, people will reach out to me and go, I don't know why my business isn't working. And I'll tell them what to do, and then they won't do it. So any final thoughts you have for anybody out there that has a business and they're just struggling?
It's like the quote that Clay read off. It says, be miserable or motivate yourself. It's not about either way. If you want to grow your business and be successful, things have to happen. So be miserable or don't, be miserable or motivate yourself. Either way, just get stuff done and do stuff, move forward, constant motion forward, and that'll do it.
Shaka Baba. Okay, we're going to end this segment with a boom, and then we're going to play a testimonial, actually two testimonials back to back. We're going to feature Cornerstone Fence, very successful clients, and then we're going to feature another client, Ronnie Morales, so you can hear two success stories of people out there just like you who've had massive success. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Well, Thrive Nation, we have an opportunity all the time. We have so many wonderful people that go to thrivetimeshow.com and they reach out to us to schedule a 13-point assessment. We also have a lot of people that go to thrivetimeshow.com and they schedule a free 13-point assessment, and they're not a good fit because I only work with diligent doers. I only work with people that are willing to actually implement the proven systems that Dr. Zellner and I both teach and implement in our own companies. So people say, I do want to grow my business 7 times faster. I do want to reduce my working hours. I do want to increase my time freedom and my profits. I think we're all in agreement that that's a good thing. However, we can only help people that are willing to put the work in. And on today's show, we're joined by a man by the name of Ronnie Morales. His company is moralesbrothers.net. I hold him in high regard because he and his family-owned business, they actually are growing. I would call it dramatically. When you look at this, Inc. magazine right now shows that 96% of businesses fail. Inc. magazine says 96% of businesses fail. That's not good. Whereas this guy's business isn't growing by 10%. It isn't growing by 20%. It is growing dramatically. But again, if Ronnie Morales had filled out the form and had scheduled a consultation and wasn't willing to actually implement what we were teaching, it would all be for naught. So I'm excited for you to meet somebody who I would consider to be a diligent doer. He's based in Richmond, Texas. And now, without any further ado, Ronnie Morales, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Clay.
Hey, so how did you first hear about us? How did you hear about the Thrivetime Show?
I listened to your Thrivetime Show podcast for those 7 years, and I was learning so much. I was like, man, I got to give this guy a try.
So you listened to our podcast 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
7 years.
Do you remember the first podcast you listened to 7 years ago?
I don't remember. I listened to so many of them.
Okay.
I listened to, more than once.
Now, when you're listening to the podcast, I try to feature clients on the show so that there's real people really doing it, really implementing the systems. When did it occur to you that you might want to, go ahead and fill out the form at thrivetimeshow.com and schedule a consultation?
I got to the point where I just needed to take the next step. And I've been in coaching before, like group coaching and different things like that. But I just felt like everybody on your show was making tremendous changes in their business. And coming from you and Dr. Z, I felt like y'all had the experience. And it didn't matter if it was, because I've been used to doing construction, like peer groups and construction coaching, where it's contractors only. Well, I felt like, you know what, I need somebody business minded to help me grow this. I don't necessarily need a group of just contractors. I needed somebody that knows the business part of it.
And what kind of growth have you had since you began working with us as far as a percentage? Do you know a percentage or what kind of growth?
Yeah, so we had about a 57% increase from last year's first quarter to this year's first quarter. So that was huge for us, and personal growth too. I honestly, just as a business leader and team member here in my company, I've grown a lot to be a better leader. Learn how to delegate better. Learn how to get these 15-minute huddles started every morning, and it's just been great. I'm just continue to learn, and I can't wait to keep moving forward.
Well, people always ask me, they say, what's the most important part of business consulting? And that would be to me like asking a baker, what's the most important ingredient in a cookie? I mean, is it the flour? Is it the sugar? Is it the eggs? I would say if you take out any one of those core ingredients, you're going to have a weird tasting cookie. So in our business consulting, we focus on marketing, branding, sales, hiring, leadership, management, accounting, all of those things. So let's kind of go through the process from just a branding perspective and a marketing perspective. How has the business consulting impacted your company?
No, it's been great. The branding, the marketing. I mean, people around town are telling us, "Hey, I've seen your trucks here and there. I see you all over the place." When people are searching Google or whatever it is, they're finding our videos and they're reaching out to us. I think one of the biggest parts with business coaching for me has been the accountability. Like just having somebody to tell me like, hey, get this, and this done, and have it done by this day, and we move on to the next step. So it's been great.
Now we have a weekly meeting. The purpose of a weekly meeting is so that you have a week to get your homework done. We have a week to do our homework. I mean, we do photography, videography, web development, search engine optimization, and you and I meet on Saturdays at 6:30 a.m. I find a lot of my clients like to meet in the mornings. How important is it to have that weekly meeting? Because I'm 42, but when I was 21, I was hiring business consulting programs that would do quarterly meetings or oftentimes even monthly meetings. And I found that nothing got done. How important is it for you to have a weekly meeting?
I think it's very important as a business owner to have that weekly accountability to make sure you're staying on schedule. Because as a business owner, you wear so many hats. It makes it difficult to get the important things done that you need to get done, but that you want to put on the back burner. But when you have somebody to be accountable to, and it's a weekly thing, and they're steadily putting in your ear, like you got to get these things done. Get the reviews. Get the video testimonials. It just makes it to where you have an assignment and they just get it done.
Now, at the business conferences, we walk people through the entire system. This is the system we teach from. This is from my newest book called A Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich, which everyone can download for free right now at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You and I, we track the numbers every week. So box number 1, we establish those revenue goals. We do that. We know the break-even numbers. We know how many hours you're willing to work. This is crazy. You're married. Your wife loves you. You love your wife. I'm not ever advocating during our coaching meetings like, forsake your family and grow your company. Can you talk about that, how important it is to work with maybe a coach that understands that you want to have a healthy family and a healthy company?
Oh, I think it's very important. Like yesterday I had a good dinner with my wife, and we had a good evening with live music and really enjoyed each other's company. I took my kids camping twice this month already for 4 days, and we're enjoying the summer. But I think it's very important that as a business owner, as you put the hours in, put the hard work in, but you also take the time to spend with friends and family. I mean, it's important. Rising up early to get my meditation time is very important to me too. So I think just again having somebody that knows the value of these things is important.
Now, as we go through, I mean, you are knocking it out with the marketing and the branding and all the things we have to do to optimize your website and make the ads work. We've determined your unique value proposition. We've improved the branding. We have a 3-legged marketing stool. We know how to generate leads online and offline and referrals. The sales process, and I'm not picking on you, but I mean this, you're like a super humble guy. So I feel like that the sales process was something that once you learned the proven process, you kind of took to it right away. But I think a lot of contractors don't want to come across as too aggressive or too passive or too whatever. And I feel like the sales process of your team really doing a good job of calling all the leads and the calls are recorded for quality assurance. I feel like that's been a big needle mover for you. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I had my own way before I joined your team. I had my own way of sales, and what I thought was working really wasn't working. And at first I put up a wall, but once I was opened up to the why you do it the certain ways you do it, it really opened up more ways to be more successful. With the call scripts, with the recorded calls, we're still tweaking scripts and things like that, but it's like an ongoing process. But it's been great, and I think that it has helped us a lot. We call our leads back right away, within hours, a few hours, most of the time, and it's just important. And we've gotten a lot of leads, and where I needed to hire my first sales employee.
And now we're working on more of the systems, creating these repeatable systems and managing a large group of people in that daily huddle. Can you talk? I hammer all my clients that it's so important to have a daily huddle with your team, to huddle with your team every morning and to have a weekly staff meeting. Could you talk about the importance of implementing these human resource strategies for managing people and what impact that's had for your company?
Yeah, so the impact of daily huddles have had for my company is that it brought the team together. All of our employees, which is 17 of us full time, it's brought us all together to where we get to see each other in the mornings and grow together. We start off with some wins, keep it brief. We go over company updates. Then we go over all our projects and we ask how's that client doing? Is the project on schedule? But what it did, it helped us a lot with the daily interruptions with, hey, so what's going on here? And these questions that could be answered in the morning. So they learn to answer these important questions in the morning so that there's less interruption throughout the day.
Now, the final two areas I wanted to cover here is, there's so much to growing a company, and that's what we talk about on our weekly coaching calls. But building a sustainable and repetitive weekly schedule, like every week we're doing the group interview. Every week we're gathering objective reviews from clients. Every week we're gathering before and after images. Every week you're gathering testimonials from your happy clients. You have to do this stuff every week. It's like a garden. You got to pull the weeds every week. Could you talk about the importance of having these human resource systems in place where you do these systems every week so it's, proactive as opposed to reactive, doing these same things over and over?
Yeah, I think it's important to do it every week and repeat them so that things don't fall through the cracks. And if you get too relaxed on not doing it, or you go 2 or 3 weeks without listening to recorded calls or whatever it may be, you start to slack off a little bit. And next thing you know, you're in trouble. And now you're putting out another fire that wouldn't have been there if you would have been on track and keeping up with the systems and processes. So just doing it repeatedly helps with building that system. Everybody knows it's this day at this time. Our morning huddles are every day from 7:07, last 15 minutes. And it's everybody knows to be there, and it's just been great.
Now, final two questions for you. People out there that maybe want to do business with you, they're hearing about you. Again, it's very hard to gather objective Google reviews if people don't like you. It's very hard to gather video testimonials if people don't like the work you do. What's your website, and how do people, go ahead and get a hold of you if they're looking to hire you guys for maybe a big project?
Yeah, so our website is moralesbrothers.net, and you can definitely just fill out our get in touch form to reach out to us. And I personally will actually be in touch with you and have a conversation with you.
And for anybody out there that's contemplating coming to one of our workshops or scheduling a free 13-point assessment, what word of encouragement or what advice would you have for anybody out there?
Well, I would say don't wait any longer. Jump in, because if I would have jumped in 7 years ago, I would have been in a whole different place today. So
I guarantee you would be. I'll say this though, and I'm not prophetic. I'm saying you're on pace. You're on pace to have a business that's going to be about 5 times larger than what it was when I first met you. And I say that because with the first thing you see is the leads coming in, and you start to see new teammates joining your team, and you're building that foundation for success. And I totally see you guys going to a great place right now. So I wish I would have met you earlier. That's my only complaint. But that's Ronnie Morales. Ronnie, I really appreciate you. I'll give you the final word. What do you want to say to everybody out there that's maybe contemplating taking their business to the next level?
Like I said, guys, don't wait any longer. Reach out to Clay and the team, do your assessment, and be a diligent doer.
Amen to that. Ronnie Morales, take care, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. Well, Thrive Nation, we have so many wonderful people like you on our website every day, checking out the podcast. And I wanted to take a moment to celebrate the success of a longtime client that we've had the pleasure of working with for a while so that they could complain and tell you all the terrible things that we make them do en route to growing their business. And so now, without any further ado, we have the owners of Cornerstone Fence. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Hey,
We're
doing
good.
How are you?
I am doing great. Now, just so people can know you're not a hologram, could you guys kind of introduce yourselves? Tell us your name and where you're from, just so people can verify you're not a hologram.
I'm Danica. I'm one of the owners, and this is my husband, Jordan.
My name's Jordan. We started Cornerstone Fence about 3 years ago. I'm a full-time firefighter, so it started as just something to do on my off days, make a little bit of extra money. And about 1.5 years ago, we went to a business conference that Clay had out at his place. And we decided that maybe instead of building fences as a hobby, maybe we should actually turn this into a business and start trying to grow the business.
Now, how did you originally hear about us? How did that conversation come about? I'll pick on Danica here. How did that conversation come about?
Initially, it was the first Reawaken America tour that we went to. And one of my friends was like, hey, you should definitely go to the business conference beforehand. It was a shortened version, I guess, in the morning before the Reawaken America conference in the afternoon. And really one of my friends was just like, this could really help you. And just the tools that you gave us in the shortened version of the business conference it was just mind bombs going off. So
now, as far as the growth, you two work together, and I'll pick on Jordan here for this. What kind of growth have you guys experienced? Maybe a percentage, or what kind of growth have you seen since we started working with you guys?
So the first year we were in business, I maybe did 4 or 5 fences. Like I say, it was kind of not a hobby necessarily. I don't consider fence a hobby, but it was 3 or 4 fences the first year. So we maybe did $30,000 in fences. Second year, which was still before you, we maybe were on pace to do about $70,000 or $80,000 total revenue.
Yeah.
And then we started with you in October of 22. October of 22. And so that first year with you and putting your systems in place, really going after the Google reviews and trying to grow the company, we went from roughly like 80,000 to 700,000 in total revenue. And so that was last year. And then this year, we're hoping our goal is 1.5 million this year.
And I mean this, and so I'm not just saying this because you're here. I really do love working with you guys. Our team is always speaking so kindly about you guys. I don't tell my team, guys, run around saying nice things about these people. But when we work with a client, I mean, we're working on the website, we're working on the photography, the video. There's a lot of interaction, and every week you have a coaching meeting with Andrew, and Andrew loves working with you guys. So can you maybe share, Danica, what it's like to have Andrew helping you implement the system and program that I've created? What's it like working with him on a weekly basis?
Andrew's phenomenal. He always brings so much wisdom to our meetings. Every problem that we have, he has an optimistic and realistic solution to it. And just the accountability in general, like, it's hard being accountable every single week to update your sheet, to update your tracking sheet, to track all your leads. And just the accountability I don't think we'd be where we are if we didn't have that kind of accountability, and just him constantly bringing us encouragement, realistic solutions, different resources we can look to, just to continue to find solutions for some of the issues that we run into.
Now, I call this the core repeatable actionable processes, AKA the crap. There's all these self-help books about the big idea and the vision and get your mindset, but there's very few books about the core repeatable actionable processes, the stuff behind the stuff. And I find that people like yourself, shawhomes.com, oxyfresh.com, stevecurrington.com, people that have massive companies now, but I've been working with these people for a lot of times over 10 years. The people that do the best are the ones that like the core repeatable actionable processes, or they learn to appreciate them over time. And the people that struggle are the ones that are always looking for the new shiny thing. I'd love to get your idea, Jordan, on just the importance of knocking out these core, repeatable, actionable processes week after week, day after day, because really business coaching is about helping you guys grow, but it's not an event. It's more of a process. I'd love to get your thoughts on what it's like to have those weekly meetings with Andrew.
Yeah, they've been, like Danica was saying, we like to think we're organized. We like to think we hold ourselves accountable, but without that meeting it's awesome because first we can see on a weekly basis, how are we doing? Where are we at? Are we meeting the goals that we're supposed to be meeting? So without that weekly meeting, I would imagine that maybe we would get to it once a month, maybe, if we didn't have the coaching. And it would, so first the accountability, because we're showing up every single Friday, same time, same location, and going over exactly what did we do this week. And so just staying consistent with that and having the accountability has really changed our business. For sure, just having that business meeting every week. So
Danica, what do you think would happen without that weekly meeting and that coaching with Andrew? What would happen with all these ideas you've learned at a conference or learned in books? I mean, what would happen to the plan?
It would fall apart, because then it's like, oh, well, like you said, the big shiny thing in front of you. You can always have things that interfere with your day, but unless you have a plan and something and a step that you know is going to hold you accountable. I mean, that's one thing we learned doing business as husband and wife is it's really hard for us to hold each other accountable. So just, Andrew's just phenomenal. He's
having a plan and having a deadline. Like every Friday is the deadline. So it's like, we'll have steps we're supposed to do, but if you don't put a deadline to that, and it was just me and her trying to do it by ourselves, we might get it done in 6 months or 8 months but having that deadline, which is Friday every single week and then we get like, well, why didn't you do that? That was what you were supposed to do. It's like, okay, yeah, we messed up this week. We'll for sure get it done.
And I wanted to touch on, some of the things that you said, we learn over time to it's like, I remember when you first brought up the group interview, I'm like, that doesn't work. There's no way. And then now it's like, we are group interview savvy like that. I tell everybody that owns a business, I'm like, do a group interview every single week. Because you never know when people are not going to be loyal. You think that they're
well, you do.
awesome.
It's weekly almost. But.
Having a plan and a deadline, how would you describe the importance of that? Danica, having the plan and a deadline.
Well, you can just get caught up in the roll of your week, and before you know it, it's Sunday and you're starting Monday first thing in the morning. So it's like, you'd get caught up in the tumble and roll of everything. There's constantly a burning fire. There's constantly kids that are sick or kids that, something can always distract you and take you away from the necessary things you need to do to be successful. And if you sometimes it's cram time at 3:00 on Friday before I come down and meet Andrew. It's like, we got to get the tracking sheet updated. But I don't know what we would do without that. We would think we're making money, but unless on paper and can see it in black and white, it's a life changer.
Now, I want to ask you this, Jordan. What I did when I built my first company, djconnection.com, and I don't wish this on anybody, but I grew up very poor and I got a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV, just like you're a firefighter. I was working 3 jobs and I didn't know what to do. So I would go to these seminars where they'd have these get rich quick, get motivated people. And they would say, for $4,000 a month and a 6-month contract, we're going to teach you how to become successful. And then every meeting, they never really taught the stuff. There was nothing really actionable. And then I would go, okay, now that I finally think I know what I need to do you guys do the website? They said, no. Do you guys do the graphic design? No. Do you guys help me with my bookkeeping or my tracking? No. Do you guys actually do print pieces, photography, videography? No. Do you help me optimize my website? No. Do you launch ads? No. Do you actually know the process? People? No. But it was all this big idea of just work on your business, not in your business. Could you maybe explain how the meetings are with Andrew? Because I think a lot of people, when they think of business consulting or growth, they're thinking of what I thought of. was paying people $4,000 a month to talk in generalities and not get into the weeds?
So the structure of the meeting. So when we come, first thing is wins of the week. Hey, what's going on? What's going on in the business? What's happening? Any big wins? After that, burning fires. Is there anything major that we need to discuss or get off? Any big problems, fires that we need to put out right now? And then after that, we get into the items, some of our homework that we're supposed to be working on. Are you guys doing this? Are you doing this? And then we get into our tracking sheet, exactly how much money came in, how much money went out, how many quotes, how many leads. Like it's very, very detailed. Like way more detailed than I thought you could get. Exactly what our conversion rate is, how many quotes we did, how many customers we punted, why we punted them, what happened there. Did we do our group interview? Did we do our meetings? So the tracking sheet, I think our tracking sheet has probably 30 different metrics that we go over every single week. Everything from money to leads to where are these leads coming from? Is this working? Do we need to adjust here? So it's very tailored to our business.
You know, one of my clients I was talking to, I talked to him just the other day, and he was telling me the story. He said, when I first hired you 12 years ago, he's still a client 12 years later. He said, you helped me grow my gym. And then I learned those systems, and I hired you guys to help me grow my next business. And his next business is a lumber business. He sells lumber, wholesale log cabins. The materials need to make log cabins. And now he has a fencing business, but it's in Idaho. And he's got the fencing going on. He's got the log cabin thing going on. He's got the gym going on. And he also owns a Tip Top Canine franchise. And he told me, he said, the reason why I bought the Tip Top Canine franchise is I just knew it was the same systems that I could apply. I'd love to get your thoughts on that, Danica, because now that you're kind of really learning the systems, is it helping you to view business differently now that you see that, wow, this system over here, because you come to the conferences where there's many different industries represented. Has that helped you to kind of view business differently?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Before, it's really easy to get emotional when it is your business and things aren't working, they're not systematized. But if you having those systems in place and just knowing that that's what you have to do every week, it's not emotional, it's a checklist item or even a checklist. Like why are we missing these tools? These are all the tools that we've bought and this should be on this truck. And so what happened here? If you don't keep track of those things and have, it takes the emotion out of it and makes it a system.
So my final two questions I have for you guys, and I'll let you get back to having a great Saturday. A lot of our clients who work with are couples. A lot of more couples. This just in. A lot of more couples. And my wife and I, what we do is I run the daily operations, and she loves accounting. That's kind of her sheet music she likes to read. She likes to kind of sing that song, the accounting song. That's kind of her world. And other couples I work with, they work together on everything. For anybody out there who is working with their spouse, how has that helped you guys? Because my wife and I, we don't talk about business at home, and we don't have any work-related conflict at home. It's sort of like we have our lanes, and we figured that out at a young age. But I know a lot of couples, when you don't have coaching, it can just be like a perpetual debate that never ends about, how should we optimize the website, or what's the best route to hiring, or what's the most effective way to launch an ad. And it's like, there's a lot of debates going on. I'd love to get your thoughts, Danica. Has that helped at all? Like on the home front at all?
Oh yeah. We wouldn't be where we are without just not having to think about the website, not having to think about where we stand, because we have to discuss it every single week. And that time's allotted for those discussions. And like you said, kind of our lanes, I'm like the phones, the at home, uploading pictures to Google, all that. And he's the face and the person that's meeting and discussing the logistics of any project and directing the guys. So knowing your lane, staying in it, and just not having to think about our ads, not having to think that's all on the back end, and you guys take care of that. And it helps me sleep at night.
All right, that's great. That's a bonus right there. Now, final question I have for you guys, and I'll go back to your husband on this one. So, Jordan, for anybody out there who's thinking about scheduling a 13-point assessment, well, we did our 13-point assessment. It was a free assessment, a free initial meeting. Or coming to a conference. We have scholarship tickets so that everybody out there can afford to go. So we tell people, it's $250 for a ticket or whatever you want to pay. What would you say to anybody out there that's thinking about coming to a conference or scheduling a 13-point assessment?
I highly encourage it. When we came to the very first one, and we didn't know about your coaching stuff, and the first part of that conference was a condensed version of the coaching, and then you guys offered the 13-point assessment. And Danica was like, I think we really need to do this. And I was like, man, I don't know. We like last year, at this point, we're doing like 50 or 60,000 in fences total revenue. And I was like, I don't know. It's just, we're a tiny business. We don't have like the skills to run a massive business. I was almost scared first to grow it, but very doubtful that something that we were running maybe could be a big business. It still sounds weird to say that we did $700,000 last year, and this year that we're hopefully on track, and our goal is over $1 million. In my mind, that still doesn't compute, because I'm not, I guess I don't consider myself like a successful business owner, or I didn't, at least before. And so doing, really, it all started with that coming to a conference and then doing that 13-point assessment and talking with you. Our first meeting was, we came in and visited with you, and I don't know, it freaked me out, but it's really changed the way that we view business, number one.
Yeah.
How we run our business, and has gotten us to this point where maybe we will this year be over $1 million in total revenue.
Can I give you a little pro tip on the show? This is my little pro tip for you on the show. If you want to hit 2 million.
Yes.
This is a real thing. This is a real advice I would give you. One of my wonderful clients named Don Calvert with Score Basketball. He did this move, and I'm giving you this move, and everybody listening to the move. And what he did is he said, in the future, I'm going to start servicing Owasso, Oklahoma. Not now, but soon I'm going to start providing basketball consulting for Owasso. And soon I'm going to start gathering, I'm going to start servicing Broken Arrow. Now, at the time, he was just in Bixby. So I said, so Don, let's go ahead and register the Google map for the office that you're building, or the location you're going to service. And let's go ahead and put a sprinkling of articles on those search engine content and on those markets, so that your phones will start ringing before you actually open up the new basketball training facility. And no exaggeration at all. His leads almost tripled by doing that. And then that created the growth and the justification. And I'm telling you, just a little secret between you and me and everybody watching, Oklahoma is in need of some serious professional fencing installers. I mean, this job, I'm just telling you. So if you guys were to do what you're doing and kind of start, going down a little bit further down the highway, like registering a map in Owasso or Oklahoma City or whatever markets you're thinking about going to, and begin putting not a lot of energy, but a little bit of energy into calling your current happy customers and getting reviews and writing that content, you'll start getting massive leads. And you'll probably hit 2 million in the next 12 months. I'm just telling you, because you guys have the systems. You've worked so hard to build these systems, and I know you guys can continue to scale. Thank you guys for carving out time. Are you guys in like a pole barn here? Is this the man cave? Where are you guys?
This is our big win of the week.
Yeah, that's the win of the week. We finally working on getting the shop finished so we can start buying buying materials in bulk, so we get better pricing on materials, storing it, and saving time instead of the crews. Right now, the crews get here in the morning, then they go to the supplier, get materials, and then they go to the job site.
Did you build this?
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is exciting.
Yeah. This is 40 by 60. And anyways, it's exciting because this has been one of our big hang-ups is we need to get better pricing on materials, which is happening now. And the way you do that is you buy it in bulk. Well, you got to have somewhere to store it. And so it's all, anyways, this is our big win of, I guess, really.
Can I get a little tour? Can I get a tour real quick? Can you kind of walk us around real quick? This is awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. I love it. Does it smell like new wood?
It does.
Oh yeah. Look at
all right. So this is the front of the shop. So we and really it's at our house. So a lot of things is like we wanted a commercial facility, but right now that's not in the budget. So we're
Yeah.
making do with what we have. So we got a 40 by 60 going in. So we got all the work trucks here behind us. Anyways, right now it's going to get us by until we, hit that 1.5, maybe 2 million. And at that point, we're going to go and start looking for commercial land. So anyways, we're going to store a lot of like 2x4s, pickets, steel posts, like the bread and butter of what we do will be stored in here. And so garage doors are coming hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks. Those take a little while. But we just got the concrete poured. So it's really a blank canvas right now. So we're planning out shelving and where we're going to start storing everything and how to, I guess, try to make the best use of it.
You got to be pretty pumped up about this, huh?
Oh, I'm super excited. We're both very excited.
Oh, this is awesome. Well, congratulations, guys. I know you guys have been putting in the hard work there, and it's good to see the paying off for you. And again, thank you so much for carving out time, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Thank you so much, Clay.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Hey, Clay Clark and my Thrive peeps. It's Steve Currington, as you can tell. Although I'm not wearing my signature green shirt as usual, but I am riding in my signature green Lamborghini. And I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of Thrive and all the guys at Thrivetime and the show and everything that you guys have done. At Total Ending Concepts, we have had tremendous growth and a lot of things changing, especially on the marketing front. And from a coaching perspective and from a web presence and branding and our internet leads are up. Everything is hammering on all cylinders, and really we're just trying to figure out how we can leverage the systems and the processes that we're learning at Thrive more in our business. So now we're setting up a lead tracking system that has been long overdue, and we're doing lots of stuff. But I wanted to take a minute and say thank you to Thrive and Clay Clark and Dr. Z and everybody for all the help in helping us grow our business and hopefully buy more Lamborghinis like this the more we sell. So appreciate it, guys. See ya.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and our ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about it. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal, and they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops, because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems, so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.